going to have a whole bunch of sections. So what you're working on here, again, it's using your body without using your arms. So if it's like this, you're not using your arms. If it's like so, you're trying to use your body without using your arms. Again, so if I'm coming in like so, for instance, do it a little quicker. Go ahead, just do it. Just getting out of the way as well. When you start getting more accustomed to this, it's so much easier now to go ahead and get more accustomed to this. Or this. Or this. What you're going to this? Yeah. What happens here in this situation? Let's look at it from a level perspective. Stop. Okay, what does he have here? He has here a short grip, and he has a speed lever that he's working with, trying to get me with the most possible sharpest end. At the end, this would be 6 gear for that. What am I doing? By creating a pivot point right here, and his mass is still moving forward, I'm creating a strength lever that is basically rotating and opening up the zipper as it's going across. And frankly, I did nothing but create that one pivot point. So as he's coming in, you don't want to, you're not grabbing for it. So don't be doing grabbing, because he can pull it right back out. Now you got sliced fingers. You're either coming in this way or you're coming in this way. But the whole idea is you have to start working, like if this was a stick, this would be a round object that you would be working on. But because it is a knife, it has flat surfaces here and here. One sharp edge on the bottom. Go ahead. So by the virtue of me coming in straight, I'm parallel to the knife, or perpendicular to the knife, but parallel to the blade. So my flat surface coming in like this is parallel to the blade and perpendicular to the knife itself, creating that pivot. So as I'm coming in and he's pushing forward, he's basically just putting that knife in my hand by just simple virtue of creating that pivot. So as you're doing this, you're also maneuvering and moving just like you would have been doing without it. So go ahead. Just like you're doing it without it. Go higher maybe. Higher. So as he's attacking, you're still moving in that same way. You're still maybe using that energy. As you're moving away, you can start working on hits as well, right? Place of hits should be at joint connections, right here. So wrist, or where the knife is connecting to the hand. Mainly, what you still want to do is hit the wrist. And then let's do it again. And then as I'm moving away, it's like I'm throwing a whip. The arm is absolutely relaxed. So what happens if I hit and it doesn't go anywhere, right? So I still have that momentum to keep going this way, then down. If that didn't work, I have this momentum. I keep. So if, let's say this didn't work, I go ahead, hit down. That didn't work. I can come up. So you first try and hit it out if you can. If you can't, then you go for the grabs. If it's as simple of a movement as this, you can always resort to that, or you can go ahead and use it more in a traditional style of wrapping. This is where the knife is coming in. You're coming in at a sharp angle, not working against the knife, but working against the wrist. As you're weaving your way around, the knife gets caught in this wedge. right here. And this pivot point gets created right here, which is again the same thing. Here's a short lever, here's a pivot point that got created, and there is how the knife falls out. Mainly, people hold the knife either like so or like so. There's generally two positions. You can come in this way and either use it as a lever right here by not letting him off all the way, and you can actually move him in such a way that you're going to drop him and then, let's say, come in for the final hit, or maybe multitude of final hits. Good. Or you can come in and by doing the same thing again. See, I mean, people will start looking at it like this is a different move, although it's not. It's the same movement by creating this pivot point right here. We're taking a speed lever and transmutating it into a strength lever. Now, what you don't want to do is come in at a sharp angle like this, because as I came in and he pulls back, he slices my arm. So what you want to do is come in perpendicular to the knife. See, the knife is going, or parallel to the knife, and perpendicular to his arm. Nice, and in the same flat area. Yeah, and maybe this way. So as you're coming in, as he's coming in, you see how he's sliding right across you, right? So at this point, you want to create that pivoting point, and you have the knife perpendicular, but it's still parallel to your arm. The flat part is parallel. So at worst, you might go ahead and get a either a light cut, or maybe he'll shave your hair if you have any there. But the point is, as the rotational point starts to happen, there is that knife going out. As it's don't drop it out on purpose. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. Now, you do not automatically want to go for the kill either. Sometimes, go ahead, do the same thing. So as I'm coming in this way, and for instance, instead of me going for the kill and I don't want to kill him, I go ahead and create this. Use this to strengthen my lever position, and use the point of the knife as a point of pain, because pain will actually get him to comply just in the same way. You can either use this and keep pushing until he falls, but in the right direction, right? Or you can continue from here onto here and use the back of the knife to hit upwards, and now you have the throat. So mixture, hitting, you see how that starts just wrapping around and that knife flies out? Mixture of working with your body. So maybe because I can't get a lot of power right here from this position because I've twisted it and moved it here, and I can't really get a lot of power this way, I can move this here and then use the elbow by straightening it out in twisting motion to go ahead and just lodge the knife where it needs to go. Also, you can use the knife itself by virtue of the lever as a hook. You can position the levers. Once again, here's levers for here, here's levers for here. You can use it just like the 6 points. Instead of though using much power, you can just tap a little bit. That pain response works really well. By the same virtue of the fact that this is steel, it feels very different on the skin. So part of the exercises should be to get somebody accustomed to being touched by the steel, by the metal itself, by the knife. As you can see, Jim is absolutely relaxed. He has a knife working against him. He's not jerking. He's just standing there. I mean, look at his arm. Boom. Absolutely relaxed. And you want to, let's say I'm pushing you here, work against it. There you go. Now it's gone. So I'm pushing you here, work against it. Now it's gone. Pushing you here. Now it's gone. Same thing here. Now it's gone. So in the same way as I'm hitting, you can see where he's actually able to work with his body to go ahead and stick me. What else with the knife? Working with two knives. Want to go there? Did we cover enough? I don't know. What do you think, Joe?
We can always fill in later when we don't have.
Okay. Grab a long one, short one. Whatever you want a short one? You want me to attack or you want? Well, go ahead. Let's you know what? Let's flip because you didn't work on me much. I'll be the attacker and you work on these. So if I'm hitting, that was my way. Okay. So if I'm hitting, I'm hitting. There it is. Hitting. Switch to a lever, maybe possible. Oh, very nice. You're getting better at that. That was so much easier though. There's this moment too of as he's attacking, you can come in and basically scare him into this position where he just basically just sticks on the knife himself, right? Here, let me do this. You're doing that. Okay. Oh. Oh. Nice. Oh. You gotta get the aim right. We forgot to cover that there. You stop. You wanna? Where do you want to hit? Yep. Yep. Or the opposite. Yep. Good. Try and do it more relaxed.
Okay.
Try and like a whip. Close your fist maybe a little bit. Don't keep it open hand because you have a large cutting surface.
Okay.
Keep your hand kind of semi-relaxed in a fist position, but your fingers, yeah, they're just cupped a little bit. They're not even fully. You're using more of that. No, oh, very nice. Doing juggling. No, I mean for this. Okay. You're hitting like so. Here, again. Hold it. You're hitting. See, my arm is not open when I'm hitting. My arm is semi-closed, right? This one might be open because you're working against the blade right here, but this one for the impact is actually closed. Not all the way, not super tight, enough to where you can work like a whip, either like this, or like this, or like this, right? Or this one closed, this one open. I guess the one where you're working on the blade, see, I'm also going for muscle memory too. So sometimes something might not look right to me, and then when I try it, it's different than I originally thought just by the virtue of seeing it. Muscular memory works a lot quicker than your eyesight. So eye to brain, or situation to eye to brain to the muscular system is a lot longer than muscular system just internally. Right? So your reaction time is much quicker. Try it again. Just see, the thing is, when you have them, yeah, exactly like that. Because when you go ahead and go ooh like this, and you're tense, where are you at with this for the follow-up? Nowhere. So if you were attacking me, right, and I go here, Where am I for the follow-up? Now, I'm right there again. So this is why you're so relaxed at this, is if there is a hit this way, I'm already coming in this way, I'm coming in this way, I'm coming in this way. I'm already using the levers, using the hand, hitting here, hitting here, hitting here, hitting here, hitting here. You're not really stopping. You're actually keeping that energy moving, but in such a way that you're not just going to be, overusing your muscular system. You get this inertia going, and then boom, one hit, and then like a whip, it moves over to somewhere else. And then like a whip, you're seeing it come in here, maybe, and then it's coming over. You can kind of get it to stall for a second as this energy just wants to come out. Nice. Nicer, definitely. You got to work on the aim on this one. Oh, there you go. Try using one hand. Try doing it with one hand first, and then later on you try using both. Okay. Where do you want to hit?
Right up here.
Yeah. Right here. Right here. On the
I'm
wrist.
hitting too far up there.
You're hitting too far up. You want to hit on the wrist. Oh. There you go. Try and hit this way. Try and hit the opposite way. You're mainly working against the wrist. Try and hit down. Don't try and hit up. Why? Because if you're coming up this way, right, and I'm trying to hit up, well, it might just start spinning my way. So I might get hit in the eye with this. But what you can do, though, is as far as up is concerned, if you see that the knife is lodged in there pretty good to where you have the ability to see that this end is right here, and as he's attacking you, go ahead. Like you're attacking me here, you can actually use that end as a pivot point to throw the knife out. And again, as you've done that, this way, boom, now you're coming in for the hits. Much better. Try from different sides. I see that was muscle memory.
Yeah.
So you were going to work on hits, right?
No, I just tried something.
Oh, okay. So the whole. Oh. Now, since you've had me right there, okay, go ahead and try that again. Oh, stop. Now, when you got me right there, stop. Look at my thumb in relation to the knife. Is there any way that you can grab the knife and my thumb at the same time? Both. So if you turn the, see, this is loose now, right? So you want to somehow try and keep both connected, right? Right. So yeah, you can hit there, right, or you can go ahead and hit here, or you can go ahead and hit here, or you can go ahead and keep going, keep going, keep going, and you still got my thumb. Now I'm at a loss. So it's just more of a, go ahead and pick me up here. So if I didn't lose it here, here's the knife, here's the thumb. You keep them both together. Does this make a little bit more sense?
Never thought of that.
So don't just, because you're using the 6. See, if there's no knife, you would have dropped me like a hammer right there. You would have used that thumb if it was just standing there and sticking out, right? So the whole idea here is this is still the same 6 points with an extra lever here. Now this lever has the ability to cut and slice. Okay, let's work on this one again. Try and, okay. See, as you're moving your shoulders, you feel that energy. Like with, you want to go to the chain for a second?
No,
just to kind of feel that energy.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So as you move, okay. Try one hand. One hand, either one, whichever way, because I'm going for the center, for instance. Try and work it to where it flies out. Okay? Oh, very nice. Good, good, good. That's exactly what's needed. Oh. Try and see maybe you can switch over to the legs after hitting. See, again, don't get ooh, and now you're stuck. You know?
Okay.
Go ooh, now you're going for something else. Okay? You're next.
Finish.
Is that making sense?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, where you're not just going to the point of, huh, huh,
Yeah. Finish.
and that's it. Yeah. But when you're finishing it, isn't it so much easier than just going? Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. That
Now,
makes sense.
if you don't tense up, just let that energy, and you feel how that energy just keeps flowing, right? Right? Hit. For the majority part right now, we're going to try and hit because you're doing good with this, right? You're doing good with grabbing it and dealing with it on that level, but you're having trouble hitting.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So there it goes. Ooh.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Feels better?
Oh yeah. That's
That was death-defying on your part. You could have been sliced and diced. Okay. Try. Yeah. Try and get rid of it. Down. The side. To the other side. One arm. Here. Good. So down. If it didn't come out, come back with a hit. All right. Good. So to the side, and then come on in. There could be multiple attackers, and that might be more beneficial than actually taking it away and going like this when you see maybe they're just studs. Yeah, boom, that guy gets hit that's right next to him. This guy, just from that impact, might be down for the count. The other guy might want to run away right away. Maybe he's going to go at you. You deal with him then, right? But it might be easier just to, for one, scare him with the knife, and who knows, maybe he'll get stuck that way. All right, good. You got this down, but from the standpoint of down, you can come right back up. You can come down again. You can come down again. You can come down. This is why the squats again, up, down, okay. Working this side. So again, you're going boom, maybe boom, maybe boom. Now that you got him here, all of a sudden, here's the maybe. If not, then he's got his arm right here. You go ahead and jerk that right down. Like you jerk it down and then straighten it out. So he's going to actually push in the knife by himself. So this way, and then try and see where you can work at it. All right? Down. But you see where you're boom, boom, right? So it's not just this, and now it's stopped. I mean, if it stopped, boom, well, that energy doesn't just go that way; it goes both ways, right? If I go boom, then that energy came out my elbow, right? But if I go boom, just let that energy come across my shoulders and right back into this arm. And then from there, right back into the other side. If I just go boom like this, well, this whip is still kind of moving like a whip. I could still hit with it once you keep that momentum. But once you lose the momentum, now you either got to add energy to it, or you have to use his energy, maybe his punching me, right? So like you're punching me, oh, all of a sudden I got this energy going this way, right? I got this energy going this way. Now I can bring it right back at you. So not just this. Okay, now we'll move back and we're going to start sparring again. You know?
Right.
Oh, there you go. Wait a moment. Come on, Jimmy. Precise on the hits. A little bit more precise. Oh, oh, very nice. Very beautiful. And 6 points, a mixture of hits, everything. Oh, nice. Okay, other things. Same thing again. Go ahead. Attack. As you're attacking, there's that same thing we just saw with the 6th leg. Right? The arm is pulled out like a string. Yeah. Knife gets lost in the process. There's also the twisting actions where you can use with it to where you're coming in without using the energy and working on them in that way. Yeah. Twisting, we never did work on this with you, did we?
We'll try.
Okay, so as I'm coming in, yeah, cool. You could throw that. Stop.
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
Throw it. No. Well, you can do that. I meant since I have my arm fully extended back this way. No, hold on. You had your arm right here.
Yeah.
Throw my arm.
I see.
So if there was another guy standing right there, maybe we're going boom.
Makes sense.
Throw it at him. So the whole process of the fight, we're trying to keep as controllable as possible on all aspects. You know, if you have, let's say, his hand is already over here, right? Well, maybe there's another guy coming out. Maybe you can use his arm to deflect somebody else. If there's somebody coming this way, maybe you deflect it, now you kill them, for instance. And now you go ahead and deal with the next guy. Right? Or maybe dealing with them simultaneously. So if here I'm getting hit, I go ahead, boom, here's another guy, let's say, coming in this way, right? And he's coming on top of him, right? His arm is still locked right here. But because he missed me, just by virtue of coming in, he starts falling on him. And as I'm pulling him down, he's pushing on Jim's arm right here. That is a lever, right? So it looks like that. So as he's coming in this way, I can jerk him this way. The both are falling. I can get this one and then kick Jim's arm out that way, for instance. So there might be multiple people entangled in front of you that you're dealing with. Okay? Mm-hmm. It's the open wrist, and there's no whip. Oh. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Now here we go again. Same thing, right? Here's the knife. Keep going. Yeah. What? Stop. Well, I mean, you should. What we should do is actually go with what's natural. That felt natural. Right. But since you had me over here already, right, and then you had me all of a sudden over here, okay, right? Where should I be going? And you got entangled by trying to get me back up. So down now. Okay, get up. And now I'm. Oh, it's not working somewhere. Why isn't it working? Right. So for learning, it's not the best thing to go fast, because you're making a whole bunch of mistakes along the way. What you need to do is go slow, slow, faster, 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 like that, in that order. Not fast, and then figure out where you're making mistakes when you're already dead. Right?
Right.
Okay. Oh, oh, oof. You want some here? Jimmy. Jimmy.
Yeah. Okay.
Relax. Is the knife scaring you?
No, I just
Didn't work.
just lost it.
It just didn't work.
Didn't work.
For one, it's going this way. Now yep, good. Good. If it's going this way, let it by, right? As you're letting it by, what you be, or maybe, all right? And then from there, maybe instead of going boom, you just keep going. No, stop. Okay. No, no, boom. Now what? Boom. Now what? Boom. Ah. Keep the action going. Keep it going. Okay? So not this here, like you're swinging, right? Swing. So you can have either just by docking it. Generally, these hits don't necessarily cause much damage, just by the virtue of them being so light. If you take a cardboard and take a knife, and try and see if you can slice through that cardboard like this. Take two pieces of cardboard, put them together. That's about how thick the clothes is and skin is as far as resistance wise. See if you can just go ahead and slice through that. If you cannot, you'll understand what I'm saying. These hits, generally, even if he slices, more than likely aren't going to be much worse than a paper cut. So as he's moving in this way, you see, at this point, the only reason it's a stop is because I'm already moving this way. Now at this point, it's coming back in this way. Here I can grab him, here I can stick it right back in. Or push him here, get rid of that leg. He's already down on the ground. Either throw the knife, go after the next guy. You see, again, it's not, more than likely, it might not be one-on-one, right? It might be 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-on-1. So your whole idea is to deal with it. Go ahead and get a knife. You know what? Get the sword. Get the sword. Sword versus knife. Yeah? Listen.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's say we have an attacker with a sword. Good. And how do we deal with that, for instance, with a knife? That one's kind of fairly obvious, right? Like so. Next guy, stick, possibly move away stick. All right? Boom. Coming in for the next guy. Moving over for the next guy. Coming in for the next guy. From the top. If there was no knife, just a bare hand, right? This is working against the sword, right? Where we slice this guy coming off and working against the next guy. Maybe give this guy a slice again. Maybe slice him again. Maybe come in and work against another guy. Right? So let's say there's another guy coming in from here with a stick. Right? Go ahead. Grab a stick. Now, as I'm working against him here, here's the guy with the stick coming in here. We can work that right down here and get this weapon away from him while hitting maybe the other guy. Is that making sense, kind of?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, this is not generally intended for fighting, because I mean, frankly, how many people are walking around with a sword on their side? So, fairly unlikely that you're going to see somebody with a sword, but you never know. But what this does is actually give you the ability, as you're working around a stick, as you're working around a knife, to be able to get used to those moments and not get your body so like a piece of metal to where you're able to just work those tight, delicate moments in this sense. You see? So he's coming in. Oh, nice. Good. Good. Just relax. Huh?
Yeah,
Well, keep working. Oh, nice. 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 But here I have his elbow. Here I have his knee. Here I have his other knee. So if he thinks that he's got me by my head, right, at that point he might get a shock of his life by knowing that he doesn't. And the sword comes in this way, for instance. Nice. You want to try with the sword and a knife?
Okay.
Or you think too difficult?
No, let's go try.
Grab a knife? Very good. You see how I'm working them both, actually.
It's easier now.
So this way you need multiple weapons, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm hitting you, let's say with the sword, okay, you have two hands. Oh, good job. Very nice. This way, this way, this way. Ooh. Good job.
Kind of.
Good. As he's got the knife here and the sword, you have to kind of maneuver them both. Generally, if you have this, more than likely this one's going to be on the helping side, and the sword is going to be on the working side. Yep. Oh, that was a stick.
That's a stick.
That was a stick. If it would have been a full motion, then guess what would nice. For me, so this is, as you're seeing, two weapons. Here's a second weapon. One, Already too stuck in you. Huh? Okay. So as we're going very low, coming in this way. Still got this, still got this, still got this. That. Come on. Go on. This way. Nice. Oh, good job. Very nice. Didn't even have much time to react. Good. So as I'm coming in this way, and gets cut. Yeah. Good. Very nice. Huh? 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 Huh?
I couldn't get in there.
See what this is what happens. Do you think you got it? You can't really do
I
it.
can't do that in there, yeah.
It's too short of a
More like
lever.
the little knives.
Yeah.
Little knives.
But it's too short of a lever at that point.
Yeah.
For you, because you're using this as a speed lever.
Right.
You can't get enough power with it.
Yeah.
And you can't really use it like a strength lever.
Nothing.
So you're kind of bound this way.
Like spread butter.
But this is, you see where you're missing some stuff? Or I'm missing some stuff at times? You know, like this one here is very comfortable because that's where it's at. Oh, okay.
Push,
Yeah. You use the lever from here all the way out to the sword. Right out here. If I would have gotten the sword going faster, you would have had the speed lever that you would have had to be dealing with. Right? Okay, lost it. Another one's coming in. Right? Yep, I overworked my lever. What do we have here? We have a ton of work going on. So it might look like this. Roll the knife. It might look like this. There might be a scenario where it might look like this. But the whole idea is you're looking. Where? Where can I use a lever? Where can I use geometry in a sharp motion to come in there? How can I take this lever from being a speed lever, for instance, and turn it into a strength lever, or speed up the process so much to where he can't deal with it. So if he's hitting me here, at some point, just by the virtue of following his shoulder, if this is noticeable. So as you're hitting me here, just to push him down this way, and from here, there he goes falling down. From here, you can go ahead and go around and then come back here. Maybe. This is all, again, hypothetical. Oh, maybe right here. Oof. Right at it. Maybe. What if he's got a prosthetic foot? Working the legs, working the arms, bringing it in. Right here, what happens here? He creates a lever right here for me to use, right? All I have to do is create this pivot point and then use this in such a way that it's, as you can see, I'm using this lever, but it's coming right back at it. Okay? I mean, are you seeing this?
Yep.
So if, let's say, if I come in such a way that I come in here, right? So I'm holding this to create this pivot point right here in order to go over here, right? So let's say if I'm hitting somehow here, right? Go ahead and work against it. So if I'm hitting here, and then somehow I end up over here, well, now it's coming back and it's that same pivot point again, right? So just to kind of show the fluidity of it. You know, so let's say if I want to hit here like this, he can, if you're just working against the sword, you might assume that you're getting hit by the sword and you'll start working against the sword. But you see what he's doing? He's working against the hand, and even if I'm just coming in straight, it doesn't matter to him. He just goes ahead and works it. See? Oh, very nice. This gives you that feeling that after this, to go to a stick, that stick is child's play. It's nothing. So, how far away? I ran off. Something else?
See if, time,
You're really good with that sword, man. What do you want to do?
let's see what time is.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Gotta go. Okay. Let's finish off then really quick.
Yeah.
And, push-ups. Some kind of awkward the whole day today.
Just a little bit.
Okay. 10 push-ups, 10 squats, and then we go. Okay, breathe out on the way down, breathe in on the way up. Squats, breathe out on the way down, breathe in on the way up. Ta-da. Okay, let's kill it. Whew.